Marathwada University, Nanded. The college organizes webinar series and national and international conferences. The reason behind it is to exchange knowledge among the intellectuals. The webinar series and conferences are going on very successfully, and behind it, there are the efforts of Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar sir, who is also the chairperson of today's International E-Conference. On behalf of the organizing committee of International E-Conference and Shri Kumarswami College Ausa, I welcome you, sir. Today, I feel immense pleasure to welcome today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Honorable Rosario Ayala ma'am from Almerquis, Querétaro, Mexico. She is going to enlighten us on the topic conscious happiness as teacher. On behalf of the organizing committee, I heartily welcome you, ma'am, as the keynote speaker.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Okay. Let's start.
Teacher,
Thank you, Dr. Becker.
welcome.
Could you allow me to share my screen, please? Perfect. Thank you. Perfect. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Perfect. Then let me see your faces. I like to have a conversation with you today. And as I told you yesterday, we are talking about conscious happiness. Why is happiness important nowadays? And why we have to talk about happiness in order to improve our performance and our alumni performance. So if you are able to do it, please turn on your camera and let me see your faces in order to have a conversation. Today I'm going to talk about conscious happiness. This is a proposal that I am delivering and building for you because I really believe happiness starts with consciousness. And we will talk about a little of this topic today. As you can see, my name is Rosario Ayala. I'm from Mexico, and I have a consultancy, happiness at work consultancy. It's called the Happiness Lab. Okay, today we are going to explore some topics in order to, thank you, Dr. Harendra, to let me see your camera. We are going to start with consciousness. This first topic is really important to me. This is a proposal for Dr. Fred Kaufman. Then we are going to talk about happiness, and I will ask you, what do you know about happiness? You have to know a little more because yesterday we talked about it. We are talking about how could we increase our personal happiness and how could we as teachers improve our alumni happiness as well. And finally, I have a new strategy that I am building for you. It's called Lead Yourself First. Yeah, Vijay Kumar, do you have a question? Did you raise your hand, isn't it? Do you have a question? Vijay? No.
I
Okay.
He has not any question, ma'am.
Okay. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and I will be really happy to listen. Great. Perfect. So, I want to introduce myself. As I told you, I have a specialty about happiness. My specialty, my main purpose in the world is to build healthier and happier corporate environments. I'm from Mexico. I have a communication degree and I have a master's degree in organizational development. I've been studying with some academic authors like Dr. Tal Ben-Shahar, Fred Kaufman, and Thomas H. Schmidt and Raj Sisodia. These three topics are pretty interesting because my specialty with these academic certifications is to offer a proposal, an holistic proposal. We are talking about capitalism, conscious business, and happiness. Some topics that it could be tricky, you know. I really love to learn. I am a passionate about human development, conscious sorority, and I really believe leadership starts improving our strengths. I really love to sing, to dance, to drink coffee, and to having some conversations, interesting conversations. So please raise your hand. Let me know if you are understanding the topic of today, and please ask any question if you have. Okay, what is consciousness? I like to know if you, yeah, Rahul, if you have you ever been heard about this, topic, and what do you understand about consciousness? Yeah, Rahul, did you raise your hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Hello, how are
Hello.
you today?
Am I audible?
Can
Fine,
you hear
ma'am.
me?
Thank you. How are you?
I'm
Yes,
okay.
yes.
What time is it in India?
6:30.
Okay,
6:40.
here is 7 a.m. 7 in the morning here in Mexico. Okay, Rahul, what's your question?
7 in the morning. Just time, we all the peoples are seeking for pleasure or enjoyment. What is the consequences between or the difference between happiness and the enjoyment or these pleasurable things or pleasurable situations?
Okay, Rahul, thank you.
Hello?
That yeah, that you are talking about, that you are saying with us, it's important. We are learning today the definition of happiness in order to separate pleasure and enjoyment from happiness. As you said, Rahul, these are different topics. So thank you, Rahul. Could I ask you a question, Rahul? Are you happy?
Yes, yes. Yes, ma'am.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you. Okay. Who want to share with me what do you understand about consciousness? What is consciousness? If you want to do it, Rahul, please do it. If any more or somebody else wants to share with me, what do you understand about consciousness?
Conscious.
Thank you.
Just ma'am. Hello.
Okay,
Hello?
Rahul.
Hello? Am I audible?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Hello? Ah. Yes, ma'am. Consciousness, in simple words, we can we say this like what we are listening, learning, doing, or anything else, what we are doing, that just we are aware about that. That is, we are not mechanical about the things. Just I am eating, drinking, driving, anything else, but I am doing it very carefully, or it is not just mechanical one.
Perfect, Rahul. Rahul, what kind of lessons do you teach?
I'm teaching English methodology in B.Ed college.
Thank you, Rahul. Perfect. So interesting. Thank you for your participation. Well, exactly. As Rahul said, Fred Kaufman, who talked about conscious business, starts saying that we were designed to be deceived. Why? Because our body just want to survive. You know, our body just want to eat, to enjoy, to have pleasure. But if we live our life in this automatic mode, maybe we have to develop self-consciousness. We have to be able to ask ourselves, what do I want in my life? You know, to do a diet, for example, it's not a problem because we understand, we know what kind of healthy food we have to eat. But the problem is when we are not having this consciousness and we are taking automatic decisions. For our body, we are designed just to survive as a species, as a human being, you know. So consciousness is this this first step to achieve our goals. Now, what is happiness? Yesterday, we talked a little about it. Now, what do you understand about happiness? Dr. Harendra, Dr. Bahira, Dr. Uday, what do you understand about happiness? What do you know now about happiness? As Rahul said at the beginning, happiness is not a pleasure, it's not a feeling. But then, what is happiness? Who wants to share? Who is the bravest? Krishna, Manhu, Dr. Bahira, Prakash Karat. Who wants to tell me what do you understand about happiness? Who says me? Sorry, Dr. Bedkar, I didn't catch what you said.
Good evening,
Thank
sir.
you.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello,
I
Krishna
just,
Beni.
hello, ma'am. Glad to meet
Hello.
you.
My
I just joined
pleasure.
now. I just joined now, ma'am, so that I can't respond now. Thank you. I'll take some time. Thank you.
Thank you. It's okay. It's okay. So today we are talking about happiness. We started talking about consciousness. This traveling from automatic mode to conscious mode. And yesterday, if you were here, we talked about happiness. So please tell me, what do you understand about it? Dr. Bahira, Kirtana. Who is the bravest?
Hello.
Who says me? Hello.
This is Avinash. Hello.
Hello,
So nice
Avinash.
listening to you. According to me, happiness is when you are contented. So you don't miss anything in life. You are happy with whatever you have, and you are going on smoothly. And Anand mein hai. Like in Hindi we say we are in Anand. Khushi mein hai. So that's why the contented state of mind, I think, is the happy state of mind. Thank you.
Thank you. Let me tell you this. Thank you, Avinash. Let me tell you this. Usually, we understand happiness like this. Pleasure. Like this. I mean, feeling. Usually we understand happiness as a feeling. If I am not sad, if I am not suffering, then I am happy. But let me tell you this, there is a science of happiness. And in this science of happiness, we understand that happiness is not a feeling. It's not a moment. What is happiness then? Happiness is this conscious way to live our life. Here is Helen Keller. My teacher, Dr. Talben Shahar, started talking about happiness because inspired by Helen Keller. And Helen Keller says, to me, the only definition of happiness is wholeness. Think about this definition, wholeness. In Spanish, we say something like completitud. This is full. It's not empty. It's not missing something. This is whole. And Dr. Talben Shahar, here is Dr. Talben Shahar. I am with him in Colombia. And he's talking about a new concept, the concept of whole being. Inspired by Helen Keller, he said something like, happiness is the experience of whole person well-being. Well-being and with wholeness. So he talks about whole being. So think about this topic. Yesterday we said something like, maybe if you are achieving a goal, if you are working hard for one goal that you have, if you are working hard, maybe you are not having pleasure. Maybe you are not enjoying at all. But you know you have to do that effort in order to achieve your goal. So happiness is not about pleasure. Happiness is about wholeness. And Talben Shahar says whole person well-being. Now, this is, it could be big concept, isn't it? It could be, okay, if happiness is not about pleasure, how could I achieve and build this happiness? Okay, we are talking about this. In order to pursue happiness, in order to build our own happiness, we have to think about happiness as a sun. You know, you have this beautiful, beautiful sun in the sky, and if you watch directly the sun, maybe you will suffer a little. You know, maybe you will hurt your eyes, or you will, it's not a good way to pursue happiness. Just looking for it directly. Then what is the proposal? You have to do it with a strategy. with a prisma, for example. And if you think happiness as the sun, like the sun, you could have this prisma and pour it in front of the sun, and you will have some colors. What does this mean? We have to pursue happiness in an indirectly way, not directly, but indirectly. Why we are telling you this? Because if you are always thinking, I want to be happy, I want to be happy, I am suffering, I want to be happy, maybe you will get crazy, But if you build your happiness with consciousness, thinking about wholeness, you could build it better. How? With these 5 elements. Happiness, for Dr. Talben Shahar, is the wholeness, the balance of these 5 elements. And here, I will be so proud of you if you remember what is the meaning of each one of these letters. Do you remember it? What means aspired? Do you remember Dr. Bedkar? Do you remember it? Just tell me yes or no. Okay. I'm pretty sure Prakash remember
Ma'am,
it.
it is spiritual well-being, physical well-being, intellectual well-being,
Don't tell me.
relational well-being,
Why?
and emotional well-being. Am I right, ma'am?
Yeah. Congratulations, Prakash. Exactly. It's, please, everybody, remember this concept. Okay. So how could we build our happiness? By these 5 elements. So happiness is whole being, balance in these 5 elements. For example, a spiritual well-being, the first one. A spiritual well-being is about living a life of purpose and mindfully savoring the present. Living the present, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future. When we are thinking about the past, we could be depressed. If we are thinking a lot about the future, we could be anxious. So we have to keep our mind in the present. Okay? How could we do it? By meditation, for example. So if I am explaining myself, I am telling you, we are not able to control everything in our life. We will have these painful emotions, but we could be happy if we keep balance in these 5 elements. So if you want to increase your spiritual well-being, start meditate, for example. Okay. Now, physical well-being. What do you believe what you can do in order to increase your physical well-being? My dear Rahul Ramhi, Krishna Beni, Avinash Kaur, what do you believe you can do in order to increase your physical well-being?
So I think we can have nutritious diet, physical activity, and avoiding junk food and other things. Mainly things.
Thank you, Avinash. Thank you. Exactly. So if you want to increase your physical well-being, maybe you want to move your body. Maybe it's not about to have this beautiful, body that market tell us you have to have. No, it's about to move yourself, to recognize what your body needs. Okay, now intellectual well. What do you believe we can do to increase our intellectual well-being? Who says me? Dr. Bahira.
It's
Avinash, if you want
reading,
to,
reading.
please.
This is the topic of my interest, in fact. It's reading. You need to read and then listen to different lectures and being attentive to whatever you hear and read.
Avinash, you have to come with me to Mexico and to deliver some talks with me.
Sure,
Because you
sure.
love this topic.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for the
Okay.
invitation. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Count with me. Exactly. So, intellectual well being is this element where we are able to have this deep learning. It's not just about to read, but read with consciousness, to learn with consciousness. As Avinash said, we are to nourish our intellectual well being, reading, for example, learning new things, asking questions, to be curious is a key strategy to increase our intellectual well being. So be curious, ask questions, and have this deep learning. For a lot of time with careful the same text or poetry, the same book. Not just learning, but deep learning with consciousness. Now, relational well being. What do you believe we have to do in order to increase our relational well being? Dr. Uday, Krishna Beni, Rahul Chitrakar, Pushpapa, I lost it. Okay. Dr. Udash, I can see your face. Would you like to share with me? Dr. Uday, you have to unmute yourself because we cannot hear you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, thank you.
Ma'am,
What do you mean? Yeah.
everything is in favor is happiness. Something is against us is not happiness. From starting from day, from morning, if we get everything in our favor, from making food to from evening, morning to evening, if everything going in favor of us, then this is happiness. Something is going against us, that this is not happiness. According to me, this is happiness. Everything is in favor.
I understand, Uday. Just to be clear, do you believe if you are suffering, for example, if something is happening against to you, you said, you are not happy?
Not happy.
Okay. But think about this, Dr. Uday. If you are building a house, maybe you have to buy things. Maybe you have to work hard in order to have money to build your house. Maybe you have to, even build manually your house. Maybe you are not enjoying. But you have in mind in the future, but you have in mind in the future, thank you, Dr. Badkar. You have in mind in the future, you will have your house.
Yeah.
So this is not about having pleasure. This is about having balance. If you have this goal in your future, you are able to pay the price, to achieve that goal.
Yes.
And we are talking about this in the last element, in emotional well-being. You are able to accept these painful emotions because they are part of our life. If you are not accepting these painful emotions, maybe you are not accepting or increasing the path to receive, how do you say this, positive emotions. So things doesn't happen against to you or in favor to you.
Yes.
Things just happen. The life is happening, and situations are neutral. We believe this is against me because it's painful, for example.
Yes.
But there is a story, maybe you know about it. It's hard to me to explain it, but it's about a father who has his son, and his son had an accident, and he's sad because of that, but start a war, and his son doesn't go to the war because he's sick, he had this accident. So he said something like, this is good, but in the future, his son have a problem, and he think, this is bad. But things no are good, things no are bad. Things just are in a neutral way. And in order to build our happiness, we have to recognize I am the owner of my happiness. It's not the life. It's not about the situations around me. Because you have control of these 5 elements.
Okay.
Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts, please.
Hello.
Just a minute,
So
Krishna.
there are so many.
By sharing, we can increase our emotional well-being, emotional happiness.
Yeah, exactly, my dear Krishna. Just let me. I like to listen, Dr. Uday. What do you think? You are muted, Dr. Uday.
Hello.
Perfect.
Hello.
Thank you. Yeah. I can hear you. We can hear you. What do you believe about it? Thank you, Dr. Swanan. I am coming with you.
Please repeat your question.
Yeah. What do you believe about it? You said something like
about happiness.
Yes. Do you believe you can control, you can build your own happiness?
Actually, happiness is the person I like. If they're doing anything wrong, I will be unhappy. If the person neutral person or and like enemy person, if they're doing anything, I will not mind it. Okay? If the person who is in my family, who is my friend, who is my students, who is my colleagues, if they're doing anything bad, that is unhappiness. If the enemy or the neutral person doing anything either in favor of me or against me, I don't mind. The happiness is related with circle, your own circle. That is
Yeah.
my thought.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Uday. Exactly. It's not just about your circle, it's not just about your environment, but the way you understand your life. Because we talk about happiness and we talk about well-being in the middle of a war. We talk about well-being in the middle of a suffering. Because we have to understand happiness, it's not a feeling, it's not a state of mind that we said yesterday. It's about to have this control of this willingness. Hello, Aditya. Thank you, Dr. Bedkar. Yeah, so happiness is about to have balance, to have wholeness in our life. So, Krishna Beni, yes, we are moving to relational and emotional well-being. So let me listen, Dr. Swanan. Dr. Swanan, please unmute yourself. Hello, how are you today?
I'm fine. I'm very fine. How are you, ma'am?
I'm okay. To be honest, I am missing my coffee because this morning there was no coffee in my house, but I have a tea.
I think that is good morning for you, isn't it? We are having good evening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's evening in India. Okay, Dr. Swanan, what do you believe about this?
I want to express happiness eternal. Happiness, once we are getting, it is something related with the soul and emotions that is touching the soul. While pleasure, you'll find it is, it has its own properties and it disintegrates as soon as that object get destroyed. So happiness, is something it touches to your soul, and that persists forever, even after the years and decades, and say, no, of course not centuries, but decades. Definitely, we remember or that particular occasion, right? What has happened, and that happiness, what is there, it becomes eternal. It becomes a part of our life. That is what I feel.
Thank you, Dr. Swanan. It's a beautiful thought. Yeah, just I want to let you know this. We use happiness as a feeling, but that emotion, enjoyment, that emotion, just the last one, emotional well-being. But happiness is not just a key point. It's not just a goal. It's a path. It's a way to live our life. And in order to build our happiness, to increase our happiness, we have to understand these 5 elements. So thank you, Dr. Swanan. Beautiful. So Krishna Beni, thank you. Could you tell me, what do you believe? How could we increase our relational well-being? Because thank you.
Sharing happiness and sadness with our people who are close to we must share everything.
Yeah, just spending time. Relational. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Krishna. Exactly. So if we want to increase our relational well-being, we could start sharing with people, with our friends, with our family, but with consciousness. That's why I started talking about consciousness. It's not to be in the table having dinner with my family and with my cell phone in the hand, It's to be with my family, with my friends in a conscious way. And talking about this topic, relationships are the main indicator, the principal indicator, the most important KPI for happiness. If you are having healthy relationships, you are maybe happier than everybody. Yeah.
Can I add?
Yes,
So
please.
I think you have to be giving also. So when you are available to somebody who is in need, whether in kind or in person, like you can in somebody needs money, you can, if you have, you are available to them. Somebody needs your help, somebody is ill in the hospital, you are with them. So being there whenever somebody is in need, so you're connecting you're building relations, you are strengthening your relations. So this becomes important, and giving gives you more happiness than taking something. Thank you.
There are data about it, and some studies, some research talk about this topic. You are receiving more, you are increasing your happiness index when you are giving, when you are a volunteer, for example, when you are helping, for sure. But let me tell you this. We have to be able to give people, to help people, and to care about ourselves, to help us, to give us as well, at the same time, in balance. If I am explaining myself, that point that you talk about, Avinash, is key. It's important. We have to help, and in order to help, we are increasing our happiness level. But at the same time, we have not to forget about ourselves.
Yes, we need to know our limits. Yeah.
Exactly. Balance. That is pretty important. It's pretty important when you are a sick familiar, And it's important when you have a hard situation around you. Yeah, you have to help, but you have to take care about yourself as well. Yeah. And finally, thank you, Avinash. It's a beautiful point to take to the table, to bring on the table. So finally, emotional well-being. And I am not asking a question in order to move to the next topic, but emotional well-being, everybody know about emotional well-being. When you are having painful emotions and when you are having positive emotions, and we have to understand there are not positive and negative emotions. Some emotions are painful and some emotions are not. So we have to, let me tell you this. There is a kind of sentences that my teachers share with us. It's something like permission to be human. Permission to be human. Give you the permission to feel. I am feeling bad. I am feeling angry. I am feeling envy. I am feeling mad. It's okay. Just feel the emotion. Let the emotion share its knowledge with you. Accept the emotions. And if you can see, this is not about to have pleasure. This is not about to enjoy every day. This is about to build a life in a whole way, in a holistic way. Spiritual, physical, intellectual, relational, and emotional. And I invite you, in order to have this in mind and to ask yourself, if I have to test my spiritual well-being, what is my level of happiness here? Do I meditate? Do I feel this connection with the universe? Your level of happiness here. Do you move your body? Did you are reading, deep reading, learning? Do you are having relationships, conscious relationships, and you are accepting your emotions, painful and joyful emotions? This is happiness. This is about happiness. This is the way we can build our own happiness. And why this is important? Because we have to be able to take care of ourselves in order to spread this happiness around us. How could we do it? With these 3 R's: reminders, repetition, and rituals. It's alarm, for example. We could have this reminder to drink water, to move our body, to have a call with your mom, with your father, with a friend. Reminders. And do this every day. Repetition. In order to have rituals in your life. You know? Do I am explaining myself? If you have a question, please raise your hand. Now, what is this important? What we are talking about this as a teachers in a university, at a school. Because if we take care of ourselves, we are spreading this beautiful feeling, this wholeness around us. And we are able to teach our people how to increase their happiness as well. You are important and you are able to build your own happiness. Yeah, maybe you are having these painful emotions. Accept them. It's okay. Permission to be human. Maybe you could move your body. If you are having this painful emotion, maybe you could move your body. Maybe you could spend time with your responsibility of teachers, I believe, is to, just a minute, Dr. Rashi, it's to give them a place, a safety place, a safe place to allow them to be themselves. Our responsibility as a teacher, I believe, this is a proposal for you. Please tell me what you think about it. For me, it's to build an environment where our people, our alumni, can be themselves, can express their authenticity. That's our responsibility. And how could we do it? Having happiness. Us, our own happiness. Do you know about the Pygmalion effect? When you are thinking, that girl is so noisy, that girl is a problem, maybe you are putting your attention in that kind of things and you are building that image. But if you believe, oh, that girl is amazing, that boy have a talent, a beautiful skill, maybe you are increasing their personality in order to increase these positive skills, you know? So please Google about Pygmalion effect. Dr. Rashi, what's your question?
Yeah, hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Hello, how are
Good
you
morning.
today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you said something about happiness index. That's
Yes.
a beautiful topic. We are not talking about today about it, but thank you for bringing to the table.
Yeah.
What's your question
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I have a question related to emotional well-being, which you are talking just now. Actually, I mean, I just try to portray a condition or a situation where you are, giving you 100%, and of course, you feel good about, you feel happy after. But same time, you're also watching that it's not been delivered even 10% from from someone or some of your colleagues, and then somewhere it gives you a negative vibes and demotivates you to work that sincerely. So this is, I mean, one condition. And in case, like, if you dare enough and you take a lot of courage in addressing this issue and bring it to the notice of say the authority, But when you see that even authority did not care about it, then you try to distract yourself by, engaging yourself in some hobby or maybe in some other, instruments which can engage you and distract you from that particular, negativity. So my question is, I mean, are not we suppressing our inner, happiness in that way by distracting ourselves? Because even, because the things are not in our hand and we have not, yet resolved that internally and emotionally and physically and spiritually and all the 5 elements. So this is, my small query, and how shall we address so that we, be at peace? Because for me, peace is the key of happiness. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rashi. You have a beautiful, beautiful question, and I really appreciate your trust in order to put this question on the table. For sure. I understand your question. Let me tell you this. You are able to choose what you receive in your life. It's something like if somebody is giving you a gift, you are able to receive it. And it happens with the rudeness, with the angriness. If somebody is giving you a bad emotion, a painful emotion, you are able to choose to receive it. Even when is your father, when is your partner, when is your husband, when is your boss, you are able to choose always. You know about Viktor Frankl? He has a book. Let me share with you this book. Viktor Frankl is in Spanish, but it's something like the man seeking the purpose in life, the sense of life, something like this. Viktor Frankl. Look for it. Look for him, Viktor Frankl. And he was a doctor.
Sure.
Yeah, in the Second War, in this I don't know how to explain this in English, but he has this beautiful topic about the meaning of in our life. You are able always in the worst environment, you are able to choose your mental state, your emotional well-being. Always you are able to do it. So if somebody is affecting you, choose about it, because nobody has the power to destruct you, to hurt you. Nobody has the power. You give them that power, So it's hard, but we have to do this in a conscious way, to understand things around us just happen. My emotions, I can decide, I am able to choose what kind of emotions I have. Do you know, Dr. Rashi? I am giving you my LinkedIn at the end of the presentation if you want to continue this conversation. So thank you. In order to finish, I want to tell you this. You have the responsibility as teachers, for me as human being, to lead yourself first. This is my proposal to you. Lead yourself first. What do I mean with this? If you are conscious about your feelings, if you are conscious, if you are aware about your environment, if you are aware that you have this control about these 5 elements, then you can be a better teacher and you can be a better wife, a better husband, a better son, a better friend, for my proposal for you is to be conscious, to put intention to your actions, and to act. Think about yourself at the beginning, be conscious, put intentions, draw a line, imagine a goal, and put your intention on every day, on your behavior, and act. There is a sentence, a quote about, I believe it's from Anais Nin. We don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. So, is your level of happiness with meditation, spiritual well-being, movement, physical well-being, deep learning, intellectual well-being, having friends, having good relationships, forgiving people, relational well-being, and permission to be human, accepting painful emotions. Well, it was a pleasure to be here, having this beautiful, beautiful conversation. You can look into LinkedIn. My name is Rosario Ayala. I will be happy to have connection with you, everybody. And if you want to know about a technique, a strategy to increase your happiness level, please visit Happiness Game. We are having a free demo about happiness, about a game in order to increase our happiness in organizations. In this month, in 28, we are having a kind of challenge about what kind of challenge do we, as women, do we have in corporations. It will be interesting for you, maybe Dr. Raj, every woman who wants to share. Please visit Openness Game, and I'll be there. I will be very happy to see you then. This workshop is delivering for my partner, Talia Feldheim, but I'll be there in order to receive it, to share with you, and if you are able to do it, I will be happy to see you then. So thank you, Dr. Bedkar. Thank you, Dr. Prakash, and everybody to your participation, for bringing your willingness, your attention here. It was a pleasure for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your elaborate and illustrative lecture on the topic Conscious Happiness as Teacher. The session was very interactive, and almost all the participants have taken part in this interactive session. Now, after this wonderful keynote speech, I would like to invite Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar, sir, for his closing words. Please, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. It was a truly pleasure. Please count with me anything you need.
Thank you, sir, for your
Thank
closing
you.
remarks. Now I am
Thank
here
you.
for the vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank today's honorable keynote speaker and chief guest, Rosario Ayala ma'am from Mexico. She has given us precious time and valuable thoughts on the topic. And through this keynote speech, we all have understood all about happiness and the important elements of it and how to increase our happiness level for the well-being of all. So thank you, ma'am, on behalf of the organizing committee of Shri Kumarswami College, Ausa, and this international e-conference. I also thank Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar, sir, for his efforts to bring different topics and subjects to talk on this virtual dais among the intellectuals. I also thank all the participants who take very active part in the question answer session and also in the interactive session, which makes it very fruitful for all of us. So thank you, participants. Now I request all the participants, please fill feedback link to have your certificate. And at the end, with the kind permission of Honorable Principal Dr. M. Ambedkar, sir, I declare here that today's international e-conference is over, but hoping cooperation of all, even in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rosario Ayala ma'am. Thank you, Bedkar sir.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you. It was so interesting to have this conversation with you.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Deepak,
Thank you.
thank you. If you have a question, please send it. Bye bye. It was a pleasure. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. Happy to see you all. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, ma'am.
ये सारा खुशी जो होता है आपसे ही संभव हो पाता है। एक जगह बैठकर सुनना और ये अच्छा लगा सर। नहीं तो कहाँ पर